So this one's for my folks who run Facebook groups, all right? In this one, I'm gonna walk you through step by step how you can outsource the management of your group so that it still keeps running, right? You're still growing your community, but you don't have to do it all. You can save yourself a bunch of time, and then you can go and redeploy that time into money-making activities, into selling more stuff, into creating more content, into improving your offers, into working with your clients, or just getting out of the office and going and living, having a good old time, okay? And this one, depends how much time you spend managing your Facebook group, at least a couple of hours a week freed up, right? That you can redeploy and make more money, okay? So we're gonna walk through this. I've got it up on the computer. We're gonna go through it all. And I think you're going to get a lot of value from this one, all right? Before we jump into it, if you haven't already, subscribe, like the video if you get value from it. First two links in the description. First one's gonna walk you through an offer, shows you how we do things. That one in particular did 45K in 11 days. Even if we don't end up working together, I know you'll get a ton of value from that one. Second is for my coaches who are cranking around that 10K per month mark or more, and you want to work with me on getting to 30 to 100K months. There's an application form. You can fill out some information. We can see if it might be a fit to take things further working together. All right. But Facebook group owners, let's save you some time. Let's jump into it and get you outsourcing the management of your group so that you can go make some more money or go live and enjoy your time a little bit more rather than doing the admin stuff in your group. Let's do it. All right, folks, let's get into it. So what you're seeing in front of you here is the SOP that I give to my VA to run our Facebook group. Okay, now in this video, we're not going to go deep into hiring VAs or where to find them. That's a deeper topic for another day. I personally use an agency who places VAs with me for certain things, and we pay based on an hourly package. The reason I do things that way is because I've seen a lot of cases previously where a business will become very dependent on one VA and then they'll disappear, move on, change jobs, and so much of the business is dependent on that one person. Whereas the agency path, like what I use, if my VA within that team decides to move on, within hours, they've got someone new, trained up, all the same systems, super simple. You pay more for it, but it gives me peace of mind, and it means that when things change, I don't have to drop back into the business. Okay, so it's a little bit of a trade-off, and we can talk about VAs and stuff like that in other videos. But this is for the folks who want to outsource the management of their Facebook group, okay? This also will give you an insight into kind of how we do our SOPs. There's fancy tools out there, as with a lot of things. We just use Google Docs. Keeps it really, really simple, okay? So this is it, right? So JC's Facebook group, new members, SOP, right? So the first thing is a Loom video, and what I'll typically do at the top of an SOP is I'll film a Loom video that walks through the entire process, okay? So typically I'll build out this document, and then I'll load it up on a page with all of the different relevant tabs and stuff that apply. So like for this one, it'd be the group, it'll be our email autoresponder, it'll be a couple of other bits and pieces, and then I'll go through and show the entire process and put that Loom at the top of the SOP, so that kind of consolidates the overall process. If you don't use Loom, I'd recommend that you do. It's a way that you can just like mega quickly record your screen. So this is it here. I'll just show you. You can record your screen or record your screen plus your face, and you very quickly create a video that you can send to people with a link. You can see when they've watched it. It's just a really good way to be able to quickly communicate with either your team or with clients as well, and people can reply to them. Anyway, that's a tangent, but super cool little tool. All right, then we've just got a link to the group, right? That's obviously important. An outline of the task: add new qualified members to the Facebook group, email list, and tag members in the relevant posts to get them started in the group, and the frequency. So we do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So 3 times a week, we let tranches of people in that have built up between those relevant days, okay? And then we go into the steps, right? So this is how simple the SOPs are, right? And then we change it if our process changes. So step 1 is delete unqualified members, all right? So when you run a Facebook group, as you know, you'll go in, it'll say there's 30 member requests, and you need a way to quickly filter those people out. So I give my VA some instructions in terms of what to look for, right? First one is if they've requested to join from a Facebook page, right? We only let people in who are using profiles. That's just a standard rule that we have, right? If they've clearly provided an obvious and fake email, and it's just like a mishmash of random letters and numbers, get rid of them. They haven't answered any of the questions. They don't have a proper display picture. They have a display picture that isn't them, like their name is like Bob, and then there's like a photo of like a 20-year-old girl, clearly where it's not them. Or if there's any reference to stuff like Bitcoin or foreign exchange or crypto or anything in their profiles, they're typically joining to spam the group. Okay, so they're the quick parameters. And what the VA can then do with this is just quickly go through and go delete, 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 delete. So if we start with 30, they might go through and delete 10. Boom, we're left with our 20 qualified people. Okay, then the next step is they go through. There is tools to do this. I just prefer to do it manually. I find a lot of the tools are super buggy, and so I just prefer to have the VA do it manually, then I know it's getting done. Copy the email addresses to the Facebook group list in Active Campaign. So we have a list in Active Campaign for our Facebook group members. It's got a little bit of a welcome sequence that triggers when they get dropped onto the list, and you can see another loom here, right? So this is a loom of me showing exactly how to do that step. Okay, so you've got the loom up the top is like an overarching, here's the process, and then this is that individual step. So he'll take all of the emails, drop them in, and then now they're on the email list as well. So we're building up that asset, right? They also maintain a list of all of the new people that are coming in at that point in time. Right, and so we show them how to do that, and then they go through and approve the qualified members. The reason that we maintain a list is it just keeps it easy to see who the new people are that have just dropped in. So then they've gone through and approved all of the members, and then once they're in the group, we want them to be notified that they're in the group, and we want to direct their attention to a couple of places. Okay, so I think we have 3 at this time that we tag them in, right? So step 7 is tagging people into the welcome post. So there's a link over to the welcome post, again, a loom on exactly how to do that. And then I give people the template. Hey, welcome to the group. We're excited to have you here. Take a moment to read the post, follow the 3 steps, welcome to the community. Any questions, let us know, right? So if you go into the group, you'll see those comments kind of repeated for each new member, right? Then we have a bunch of really valuable training in our guide section. So I want people to see that, okay? So again, then step 8 is tag people in the guide section. There's the template, there's the link to it, and there's the loom video on exactly how to do it, right? You guys are getting the vibe. Step 9, I've got a training in there that I want people to see. Shows them how we do offers. So again, here's the post, here's the template to use, and they get tagged in there, okay? So the VA will come in here every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, and they will follow this process. They'll have the full list, they'll remove the unqualified people, they'll put the emails from the Facebook group into Active Campaign, they'll make a list of all of the members, they'll approve the qualified people, then they go through and tag them in the welcome post, they tag them in the guide section, and they tag them in a specific training that I want them to see. Okay, them doing this means I don't have to think about it. I don't need to look at our member requests. I don't need to do anything in terms of getting them on the email list. I don't need to think about the management of the group from that perspective. Okay, what it also means is that when people are coming into the group and they're getting tagged, I've got a couple of folks who help me with some sales stuff in the group, so they can see when new members are coming in, they can see the new members getting tagged, and then the next phase of actually nurturing those people in the group through content, through conversations and stuff, that kicks in from there. Okay, but this is how you can very quickly, like today, eliminate needing to do all of the admin shit in your Facebook group. Very simple SOP like this should be more than enough. You might have a couple of little teething issues while you figure out how they do things, how you want to do things, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, all that kind of stuff. You could take this one step further if you wanted your VA to get into the DMs. You could have them sending outbound messages to new members. You can take this as far as you want, but I just wanted to give you a simple SOP for managing your Facebook group and getting that off your plate. Save you a little bit of time, okay? Not all the stuff we talk about in here is going to be always about making money, because if you make money, but you've got 0 time, it's like, what's the point, right? So this should get some time back on your plate if you're wasting it managing your Facebook group, and keeps it really, really simple, okay? Appreciate you hanging out with me. Check out those links in the description, and I'll see you all in the next video.